Welcome to the Visualize Meditations podcast, hosted by your friend Sasha Patil, a Chopra certified meditation teacher. The first step to creating the life of your dreams is to create a clear and compelling vision for what you want for the future. I'll be guiding you on visualization meditation so you can get clear on your deepest desires. Let's get started so you can turn your vision into a reality. Welcome to the pod. To paint the scene for everyone out here, and literally punny because my painting is right here to the left of me. We are sitting outside in our garden. I'm here with Kaitlyn and Octavia.
Hi.
And it's a Friday. The vibes are good. The weekend's here and we're gonna get into it. So for context, how do we know each other?
We all live in this crazy house together with 30 people. No, it's actually not that many.
I think we're about near 30, though. We're more than 20, aren't we?
Oh.
There are 30 bedrooms. But I'm not sure how many people are actually here. Somewhere between 20 and 30, I think.
Yeah.
Still a lot of people.
Yeah, but then I guess Octavia and I, we moved in, a week apart?
It was a week apart. It's about to be a month for me.
Oh.
It's my month anniversary really soon.
And the best month ever.
Best month ever.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm obsessed with being here. I think I've been here, I got here end of May, so it's been a month and a half at this point. So yeah, it's fun. And we became close friends real fast. I don't know how the hell this happened. Just girl chat, girl group, I don't fucking know.
I am huge on transparency and vulnerability. And I was like, hi, I'm Octavia. I clearly am the only black girl here. Do you want to hear about my trauma? And I hear about yours. And we hug. And then we did.
That was literally the first night we met. That was the first night you met. We sat down and you just here's my trauma. And I'm like, great, here's my trauma. And then we're like, okay, cute friends.
Yeah. Well, look, we do not have a fire pit out here for those sort of fireside chats, but this little area over here does the trick.
Oh, the sacred smoke circle? It's called the sacred smoke circle. Yeah. Everyone sits out there at all days and all hours of the day and night. It doesn't matter if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. Someone will be out here probably smoking a cigarette.
It's true. It really is.
Yeah.
Someone and the birds.
Yeah, and the fucking birds. Anyway, so what are your stories? What's your story?
You want to go first?
Oh my God.
I feel like you're just really popular. So I want to hear the
Oh
popular
my God.
story.
Well, I can tell you about, I guess, the story of how I'm here in Paris. But I guess when I was thinking about why I'm in Paris, people have been asking me so many times. And I'm honestly, I don't know what to say other than the fact that when I think about all of my favorite things in the entire world, dance, going to art galleries, croissants, coffee shops. Oh my God. I was and Formula One, hello. I feel like Paris was the perfect choice. And I wanted to learn some French too. And so then I came for a visit here in April I spent 4 or 5 days horse riding down south and then 10 days here in Paris. I left Paris thinking, okay, great trip, loved that. And then 3 days later, I decided to move. 6 weeks later, I was here.
Congratulations.
So I know it's been a crazy time, but definitely the best decision I've ever made so far. So the trip in April and then again now moving. So yeah.
I'd say at this point, I'm in a long distance relationship with the city. I'm a very proud native New Yorker, which I told you when we met. Brooklyn born. Shout out to Brooklyn. And the first time I came to the city, it was my first solo trip. And my family's Caribbean, so my mom's family immigrated to the US. My father's family went to the UK. And so I went to London to meet my grandfather, who I'd never met for the first time because he was dying. Awkward experience. Very strange to meet a man you've never met who can't identify you, but you're related and you share the same last name. And in the middle of that trip, I was like, I should just go to Paris, right? I told my mom, I was like, I'm going to be in the UK for a while. I should just take the train. It's the same length of time as it is to go from Bronx to Brooklyn. So I hopped on the Eurostar, very expensive. And I came to the most magical place I've ever been that was not my own city. Mm-hmm. And I normally can't wait to go back to New York when I leave it. I was like, don't leave. I don't want this moment to end. And that was 2022. And I gotta say, I've probably come back like every 6 to 8 months since that first trip. And so I'm an artist, and I felt like the city was conducive to creativity. I feel more creative in the city. I feel more inspired. So many African American artists found themselves here, and they go back and they perpetuate the Harlem Renaissance, which is one of the greatest Black movements and contributions to art history of all time. And because life be lifin', parallel to my creative growth, my brother is very sick, and he's the love of my life, a person that I feel like I raised myself. And I lose him, unfortunately, in 2023. And I'm so devastated. I think I'm never going to write again. I think I'm never going to breathe air again. And I really struggle with wanting to choose to live, because so much of my life I feel I designed around ensuring he would be okay and my mother would be okay. And that has changed. So Paris has become the symbol of me choosing me for the first time. I think he would want that from me. One of the last conversations we have is him saying, "Tell me about France." And it was while he was in the hospital, so I wasn't able to bring any pictures or my phone, and I'm like drawing a map, and I'm like, and Paris is here, and London is here, and I really want to bring you here. And I think you'd love Amsterdam. And although I don't have him physically here with me, I keep going on like these long walks that I think he would enjoy. I went to the cemetery the other day, on his birthday actually, and I felt like he would enjoy that. I saw Kendrick Lamar a couple nights ago. Incredible performance, and I feel like my brother is with me while I'm here, while I'm picking myself, and while I'm making new relationships and falling in love with the city, thereby falling in love with myself. And he loved me, and I believe that. And so I think I'm more in alignment with him now at this stage than I have been in New York in the last few years.
Yeah, I love that. And I think, like you and I have talked about before, about the healing sort of nature of this city. I don't know what it is, and like I know that a lot of people have their thoughts on Paris and whether or not they believe it is romanticized or not, or what they think. But I think I definitely found the same sort of healing feeling from being here, like going through a breakup last year and then like quitting my job and then ending 2024 with no job, no partner, no apartment, not living in the same city that I was before, where I built my life and my friends, and losing a lot of confidence in myself, like professionally, personally, and then excuse me, and then coming to Paris for, again, it was also my solo trip. This was my first solo trip here to Paris, and I left 10 days later feeling 10 times different and 10 times better than I did before I came. So that there's something about it. There's some magic here.
About it.
Yeah.
It must be the water.
Something. It's the Seine. It's the fucking Seine.
And we did sit by the sun my first night here.
Yes, we did. It was Rochelle's birthday. Everyone knows Rochelle. She was on a solo session. Must have been like a month or two ago. But yeah, our stories echo each other like almost exactly, because Kaitlyn and I have not sat down and like really gone in depth about my breakup yet, but that's coming. She knows.
I'm ready.
Oh, yeah. She knows have I talked to you about my breakup either?
We did a high level at the Sen.
We did a high level. Okay. Yeah, I've done a high level about my breakup to a lot of people, but if I'm like sitting down and like getting into it about really what happened, it's a whole story in itself. And even my situationship after, like, that's a whole story in itself as well. It's something I've decided not to talk about publicly. Like, I talk about how I'm emotionally dealing with the breakup, but I don't talk about... Salut, Rochelle!
Speak of the devil.
Rochelle
Speak
just
of the
popped her
devil.
head
Ask and you
out.
shall receive.
That's what I'm saying. Anyway, I'll talk about online what I'm going through and what I'm like processing through emotionally, but I'm not going to talk about what happened because just out of respect for his privacy, my privacy, all of that. But our stories echo each other, and I do think there's something very healing about throwing yourself outside of your comfort zone in a new romantic city and just falling in love with yourself and who you are. Are you going for a workout, baby?
Ooh, yes. Summer glow. Yeah. We love to see it. If you can't tell, we're all in love with Rochelle here.
Yes. Honestly, this is just like a big cuddle puddle. Like, I don't understand. Yeah. But this is not on my list of questions, but I am curious because both of you are entrepreneurs.
What do you feel like you've learned about yourself in the process of starting your own business?
Oh my God. Do you want to go first? Or
I'm trying not to like rush through that answer because I think I'm still learning what that answer is. I would like to say it's not a thing that I've learned, but a thing that has been reinforced that other people have said about me. And it's a quality I really hope I never lose. And I almost lost after losing Kareem. Resilience and tenacity. And I hate these words when talking about Black and brown women, specifically about Black women, because the projection is that Black women need to be strong, or you have to be strong, or you should be strong. And I think it dehumanizes us, absolutely. But in the case of starting your own venture, I think not only women, I think just people need it. You need to be flexible enough to change and grow and reshape yourself as needed. In any project I start, any company I join, for me, my boss is not my immediate supervisor, it's the vision. And I try to work in places where I agree with the vision or it's in alignment with my own values. Because your boss will suck some days of the week. Your coworkers will suck some days of the week. But your respect for the team goal and the collaborative goal, that should never, I think, waver. And so I'm the kind of person where if it doesn't work, I'm going to try it again in a different way. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to try it again in a different way. Like, I'm hoping that this works out in the way that I want, because I go back to the States really soon. But I was talking to my friend Anthony, who's like my lifeline. I was like, true story, if this doesn't work out the way I want it to work out, I think I'm just going to run this business out of like my friend's tiny gallery store and go honest if I have to. But I'm not gonna stop. I feel like this is what Kareem wants from me, and it's what I want from me, so it's gonna happen. I got contingency plans like Batman.
Yeah.
yes, I think for me, because the question was about what we've learned,
What have you learned about yourself since starting your own business?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's probably for me, I don't think you know what you're capable of and how you can do difficult, complex things until you actually just have to do them. And if you would have asked me a year ago if I could have ever have seen myself running my own business, if I could run my own business, I would have said absolutely not. When it comes to the postal system, don't even talk to me about La Poste here in Paris. I just simply do. I have one enemy in life. But if you would have told me to figure out the French postal system, no way. But the thing is, like, you just figure one thing out, and then you figure out the next thing, and then you figure out the next thing, and then it just snowballs into something that you never thought that you ever could have achieved. And I think that is the really cool thing about running my business now and still being in such early stages. And I only really started running this business in December.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And I guess to give you listening an idea of what I do, I have a little handmade jewelry biz. And so there's a lot of making, a lot of creating, but it's just like there's a lot of love that goes into it, but also has to go into it for better or for worse. But I think, sorry, just lose my train of thought.
That's okay. That happens.
About
a lot of love goes into your work, handmade jewelry.
Oh, the other thing is just, I'm not sure if I can think or unsee this now, but I think realizing how much the full-time grind affects every aspect of our lives.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. It's a scary thought. It's really scary because it's a privilege, I think, to do what we do and to have these projects we're working on right now. I don't know if this project for me will last forever, and that's fine. And so there may be a day where I have to go back to full-time work, and I'm sure that I will make that work for me when it's time. But yeah, every part of our lives, our health, our relationships, our mental health, everything makes me wish that we could all just I don't know, not work as much as we do. And the emphasis on decentering work as our sort of focus of our days and our weeks and our lives, that would be an absolute dream.
I think you're in the right country.
Yeah.
If
It
there's
is very much so the
anything
culture
that
here.
I really respect about the French, and I've heard so many things when I've said I wanted to move to Paris, they're really racist. Paris is an expensive city. It's so hard here. I'm like, I'm from New York.
Yeah.
I don't know a harder city than New York.
First of all, there's not a more expensive city than New York either.
Oh my God. And I'm also the daughter of immigrants. Like, I'm American born. And those people made the play-by-play for racism, right? And violence against black and brown people. And so it's not that the French are without their faults. But I think in their own culture, the thing that I want the most as a black person for myself and other black people and other women is this respect for rest.
Yes. Yes.
Culturally, Francophone, European, white, French, whatever. Like, these people have a self-respect for their comfort and their rest. And with that, I think they might be much better business people than we are, because they don't, the concept of burnout is, it's a thing that they don't explore. Like, the minute they're close to being burnt out, they're like, I think I'm going to quit this job.
Or I think I'm going to take a break. Or I think I'm going to take the week off or the day off or whatever.
Or a month off.
Yeah.
Just
Actually. And then it's August and the whole country shuts down, basically.
Right? Take the break. And take the break because it'll give you what you need to continue. They very much don't live to work, right?
Yes, they work to live.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's prevalent in all their culture and their values and their food, in the way that they walk. Like, a New York minute is a thing. Me going to work as a New Yorker is the craziest, most anxiety-inducing thing like ever in my life. Me getting a coffee here, which is a networking meeting that can greatly affect my own business venture. I'm not even nervous, right? If I'm 5 minutes late, whoever I'm meeting is, don't worry, I'm here. I have coffee. There's a dog.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Being late in LA is a different story. They're all like, I'm late. Are you late? We're all just
Yeah.
late. The traffic was bad.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I want the most for just people, like,
Yeah.
to get to lay down and rest. My mom is not a woman that I think understands the concept of how valuable rest is. And I think that's the thing I learned from her. And then having come here, it's a thing that I unlearned. And after working like crazy last year, I didn't take a day off for like 7 months. I brought her to Paris, like New Year's week. Still quiet city, still very cold. But maybe on our last day, when we were back in our hotel room, she was like, French people are so interesting. Did you see that old couple wearing their coats and they're dressed up and drinking their espressos, and it's freezing outside? It's freezing and they definitely have arthritis, but they were outside and they were having a good time.
Yeah, big time. Like, it's definitely, the inner workaholic in me is definitely being healed. Honestly, I'm not sure how much, though, because, like, I don't know how to sleep and I don't know how to rest. Like, my ass is going to bed at fucking 2 to 4 o'clock in the morning, like, every night, and then waking up at 9 or 10 for work every day. And then it's also...
Confirm. I don't know how you do it, actually. It's actually crazy because at every hour of the day when I am downstairs, you are here, you are working, you are talking to people, you are having a great time.
You are working.
You're having a dance in the kitchen. There's just like some sort of infinite source of energy for you, and I don't know how you do it.
I feel like my cup is just feeling so filled right now.
True.
Like, spending so much time alone and then having so much people time, which is so healing for me, is really impactful. But then I will also say, in line of like entrepreneurship, I totally agree with what both of you are saying. Like, resilience and like the notion that everything is figure outable. Yes. If you can dream it, you can do it. And it's very much so, oh, this thing failed. Okay, get up, try again, try in a different way. Essayer, échouer. Oh, right. You guys are learning. Sorry. Okay, essayer, c'est to try en français. And then échouer, c'est to fail. Oh. So you try, you fail, you try, you fail, you try, you fail, basically until you drop fucking dead. And it's like everything is figure outable and you learn about yourself through the process. And that's the whole point of starting a business, is to just put something out there and keep falling on your face and figuring it out. And that's the whole point, is to grow. But yeah, my inner workaholic is definitely being healed. I'm still like grinding it out and working and managing the podcast and the 9 to 5 and feeling stressed about that. But then I feel stressed about it and I send a voice note to my best friend and your anxiety about the situations have nothing to do with the situations. He's like, on paper, you are killing it. You are making career progress, like you're progressing your career, or you're killing it in these areas. You have a thriving social life, blah, blah, blah. And like, why are you freaking out? Like, why? for no reason. It's because I've had 2 cups of coffee on an empty stomach. That's why.
The New York breakfast.
Yeah, for real. The French breakfast is a cup of coffee and a cigarette, by the way. Yeah.
Right? They switch out their narcotics.
Yeah.
In terms of trying and failing, though, I am interested because I feel as though actually with my own business, I feel like I'm more inclined to try things and to fail because there are no other expectations. There's no one else involved in this process, and I find that maybe I've been more bold because of that.
Well, that's a really nice way of looking at
But
it.
I wonder, I don't know if it's the same for you, if you find that you're maybe for yourself, like your own expectations and your own sort of things are harsher than that of others. But
So I'm a filmmaker, which is inherently the craziest thing you could do. Like, to choose to become an artist in one of the most expensive art forms in a highly competitive city like New York, in a place like the United States where some of the best filmmakers in history live. I gotta say, my pursuit of this is not a young one. I've been at it for quite some time. I think I really hit the nail on the head, and I was like, I'm doing this and this alone in 2018, 2019. And so not too far from it being a decade of me pursuing this. And I've spent a lot of time making mistakes. It was like the year I decided to quit corporate and just make film. I produced my own pilot. I employed my own cast and crew.
Oh, yeah.
And without knowing how to do anything, I was like, ask Google. I'm like, just ask the internet. And I was able to get a handful of people to like just give me their talents at no cost. And there was a lot of learning, and I released that pilot. But as I tried to produce the next episode, I ran into some trouble. Like, my actors walked off set on me, which was one of the most painful experiences in my entire life.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, is this what it feels like to like be jilted at a wedding? I've spent 3 months trying to produce this one scene, just this one party scene. There's so many extras, there's so many parts, and it's done. And I want to say I was angry at myself for a really long time. I just couldn't fathom how me over planning for a thing still wasn't enough for it to be successful. And so I decided to humble myself after many months of being so upset. I would cry at dinner, I would cry in my sleep, I would cry. I was like on the ends of my long-term romantic relationship ending, and I would fight with that person, and it was messy all around. I wasn't a girl I was proud of. Even though I looked great, I was like a size 0 with like really big hair. But I think in the humbling of myself, there was a lot of trial and error. And so I'm learning, I'm relearning, I'm doubling down, I'm reinforcing, I'm re-educating. Like, you'll always be good at a thing, right? You start from 0 and then you get better and you get better. But I want to be a student for life because I don't ever want to stop learning.
Yeah.
You'll always learn one more thing. Here's something else. And that becomes like your new kind of like center and mantra, or the thing that pushes you to the next stage.
Yeah.
And so I think in all of that time, I think I'm more comfortable with making mistakes and failing than I've ever been. And I'm like reframing it. Like, why are we afraid to fail? There's no failing, there's only learning.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactement.
French lessons with Sasha.
Absolument.
My shit French. Actually, it's not horrible.
It's really not. It's not bad.
You sound like a person who studied French.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think my French is good, and then some people will be like, oh, your French is great. And then I come into the house and I'm like, what the fuck is everyone saying? Sometimes I understand. I feel like more and more every day I'm understanding more. And like, I found that when people are talking slowly and to me, I'm catching a majority of what they're saying. There might be a couple words here and there. And if they're keywords, I'm fucked. That was part of the reason I wanted to come. I wanted to practice a skill. Actually, I have this rule. And it's not a rule that I have. It's a rule that I've adopted from a friend. And this friend she's done some crazy shit. But she has a rule that if you hear from 3 different sources that you need to do something, you have to do it.
Yeah.
And I've heard from...
3 is the number of completion in all classical lit.
Yeah. And it was like more than 3 for me. It was like 4 or 5 different people were like, you need to practice your French. They're like, you studied it for 10 years, you speak it, you understand it, you'd have like over 1,000-day streak on Duolingo. What are you doing? And it was such a big thing for me that I really wanted to hone in on this skill that has been so important to me, and so something I really worked for a long time and I still work at. And it's to be here and to work on that feels really like stepping outside of your comfort zone, but challenging yourself in a really good way. Like looking like an idiot. I hate looking like an idiot, but like I have to be okay with the fact that I look like a fucking idiot when I say je suis excitée, and it's not what it actually means.
Oh yeah,
like I just
that.
have to be okay with that. And like that's fine. Again, fall on your face. Essayez, échouez, essayez, échouez. Like that's the way. So, yeah. What are 3 words you'd use to describe yourself?
That's tough. Honestly, I probably can't avoid the word like enthusiastic.
Yeah.
I just am so excited to be
That's such a good word.
wherever I am.
Yeah.
And yeah, back in my Florida days when I was for this blip in time that I was on a drinking team, on a flip cup team. My nickname, I know this is a whole, I know that's a whole random difference. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, wait.
I need this movie.
Can you provide a little bit more context about the drinking team?
Oh my God. Well, I'm sure Walt Disney World would love to know that all of their employees, all their international employees get together outside of Disney. I guess I should preface that. Unsanctioned event. All the international staff get together every single Monday night to play Flip Cup. And it's just like a 10-minute drive from the Disney sort of apartments, the accommodation you stay at when you're on the Disney college program.
Did you do DCP?
I did DCP, but
My best friend did DCP too.
oh my God, yes, DCP, or I guess Disney International Program when you're from Australia.
Ah.
Yeah, but yeah, and so anyway, we all split up into countries, and yeah, you play Flip Cup.
Wait, so what was
every
the nickname?
Monday night. Keen Queen, because
You're
I
always
was
keen.
always so excited to be there.
Yeah.
So I guess probably enthusiastic does probably come to mind first. In terms of the others, God, I don't know, I just love, sometimes like Little Mermaid, like I want to be where the people are.
Yeah.
I just, yeah, probably social. It's so hard to put your whole life into 3 words. I don't know.
I'm thinking about it right now. That's why I wanted you to go first. I'm still thinking. Wait, so you have enthusiastic.
Oh yeah.
You have Little Mermaid.
Enthusiastic, social. I don't know. Maybe it feels like I haven't thought this through, but the creative, the crafty girl in me. Oh God, I am just at my happiest when I'm with people and when I'm crafting. And when I get to be myself, which is my best enthusiastic self. So I feel like those 3 probably work out.
Oh my God, it sounds like every night with us.
You get to be your best self every night. It's so beautiful.
Are you kidding? I know. Go on then. Try and put it to 3 words.
You can do it.
Let's see. I was thinking really hard. I'd say the first thing that came to mind about me, and this is what people have said to me about me, and at this point, I have accepted. I'm an intense person. And for a long time, I was like really ashamed of being intense. You're too much. You're too much. I'm now reframing. And I'm on the side of, no, you're too little. You're too small. Your cup is too small. And it's okay that I am more than you can hold. That means I don't belong here. There's no need for me to be in a place that can't meet my needs. So I'm a proud, intense person because I think being intense is what is pushing me forward in this dream. I'm an intense artist. I am an intense friend. I love my friends. I love them so much. They saved my life. I will do the best I can in my capacity for the people I love. I'm an intense daughter, an intense sister, an intense employee. Like I have social anxiety and I can be really, it can be hard. I wouldn't change that part of me.
It's a beautiful answer
Oh,
to
thank
that.
you.
And just like reframing something that could be seen as a negative and just holding that for yourself. I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is true when people say you're too much, and it's something that I think a lot of people tell a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Because you're too much this and not enough that and blah, blah. It's okay, well, fuck you. Like, you're not enough.
That sounds like a you problem.
Like,
Really and truly.
Like, you have a problem? Okay, see you never. Bye.
Bye-bye. So I'd say intense. And one cannot be intense without being passionate. And so I think I'm a very passionate person. I'm passionate about all of the things I mentioned before. Passionate about my relationships, my craft. If I'm interested in a thing, I'm obsessed. I do have OCD, and so that also makes sense. But when I love a thing, I really and truly and deeply love that thing. The taste of a proper made coffee, a new fragrance, being in a city that is as beautiful as this one, being from a place like New York. Like, these are the things that make me up, and I am passionate about those things. So I'd say intense and passionate. And I'd say, and this is going to be a multi-hyphenated one, but like, I'm a creative collaborator. I am a writer, first and foremost. It's the thing I love the most. But I didn't believe I could be a writer until my brother said to me, you should write that down. It's like I was doing it, and it was fun and interpersonal for me. It was me with me time. But when he was a baby and my mom used to go to work and it would just be us at home, he would never go to sleep. He's on the way till mom comes home. So I started telling him these stories off the top of my head for hours and hours. He'd walk up to me and be like, tell me a story. And I don't think I would be the artist I am today without him. And that relationship is, I think, the core of my creativity, wanting to show my love to this person through my creativity. And so I'd say my superpower and the thing that describes me most is a creative collaborator. I want to do everything together. Y'all know I want to do everything together. I'm like, let's go to an Afro Beats party. Let's get dinner together.
Octavia has so many plans. And first of all, she's here for a fucking month. Let's talk about that. A month seems like a long time, but
It's not that long.
It's not that long. You're here for a fucking month, and the amount of plans Octavia wants to have, and then has she planned any of this? No.
We've actually had to ban her from adding any more things to the list.
They had to ban me. They're like, did you put it on your calendar? I did not. But there's so many people, and I want to spend time with everybody.
You just have to choose a date, and then you then you tell everybody, this is when we're doing this thing.
Can we watch Sinners already? Y'all, I bought Sinners for these people to watch. I put it in the WhatsApp group. I put a calendar date and time. And you know what happened? We went dancing instead. Yeah, no complaints about dancing. It was a great night. It was a great night.
That was so much fun.
It was a good time. Yeah, okay. I will hold myself accountable and properly plan at least one thing and send an invite that I hope people RSVP to.
Well, okay, this Sunday has to be like movie day because we're all going to be hungover and dead.
Okay, so let's do it. Yeah. Let's do it.
Set it up.
Okay, I will drop it in the WhatsApp.
Perfect. Oh my god.
Our WhatsApp of 40 people.
Yeah, actually.
People who've left and people who are coming in.
Oh my god.
Please don't take me out the WhatsApp.
It's funny just thinking about what you were saying though about being intense and passionate and things. It's so funny to me that we consider these things almost as a negative sometimes, because I don't know if it really makes much sense to me, and I don't know if you both feel differently, but I guess it comes down to that thing of, would you rather have, like, what is it about lived and loved or loved and lost?
Would you rather have loved and lost than never loved at all?
Or never loved at all. And if we're living life with one foot in, 1 foot out,
what are you living? Yeah.
I just don't understand, like, why anyone would want to feel 60% of being in love or 60% of being in really, like, in a passion, or 60% into something creative. I just don't understand why you'd want to do that.
Thank you. Save your commentary for after. You know what it is? I think the kind of halfway in, halfway out just stems from us being multifaceted. Like, humans are we're such large and versatile and volatile creatures. And I do think people really want to put their hands in all pots. And that might be a result of capitalism. But at least while here in France, and the bit that I do read, or if I come across an article or looking at other expats, like, a thing that I've noticed is they really appreciate people who are experts in a thing, right? If you're going to get a suitcase, you're going to get the best handmade suitcase you've ever had. Yeah. And I can't speak for every French person, but my observation of you, if you are listening to this podcast, a French citizen, is that in your culture, when you are applying yourself to a thing, it's meaningful.
Yeah.
And it's a thing you love. And if it can't be that, then you don't.
Yeah.
And that's just it.
Absolutely. What do you feel like is the best piece and the worst piece of advice you've ever received?
This is tough.
I
You
gotta
might need
s-
some thinking time.
I gotta say the best piece of advice I've received from people I love very recently is to go for it. Like me being here is the people I love saying, just do it, I think you can, or this is right for you, I believe in you, I see it for you, go for it. So definitely less advice and more encouragement that I can actually do this and be this person. But I'd say it's also not the worst, but there's so much that goes into relocating and changing your life. And I don't think the people I love have said it flippantly at all. And so perhaps the worst piece of advice I've gotten might be from myself, right? Like, I'm an anxious person, and so there's always another voice that is my own voice saying to me, oh, but you can't really do that. Or you shouldn't do that. Did you plan for that? Do you have enough money for that? Did you talk about that? Did you pray about that? Can you? And it's a very loud voice. And it speaks in your own voice. So then you listen. And so, in terms of worse advice, and it feels like a catch-22. I am my biggest critic at the same time. And my own advice to me has been, be more prepared, be more ready. But you said to me not too long ago that readiness is a decision.
Being ready is a decision, it's not a feeling. Like, people are like, oh, I'm not ready for that. And it's,
Oh my God.
says who? Fucking do the thing.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Not ready is some bullshit you're telling yourself. Like, it's really just a decision. Are you going to fucking do something? Or are you going to sit down and not? And just make excuses? I don't want to hear it. It drives me absolutely nuts when someone's, oh, I'm not ready. When they want to do something, they're like, I'm not ready.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's not a feeling. It's a decision.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'll start with my bad advice probably first. I feel like you both will love this one. When I first moved back home from Florida, I had an amazing, I was living there for almost 2 years, and I had gotten back to my hometown, and don't get me wrong, I love my hometown. I am very close to my family, only child, only grandchild, right? So I love being there, but I think I was just struggling to feel myself and feel at home and feel, yeah. And so anyway, I went to my doctor and said, hey, I'm like not feeling too good. I'm feeling anxious. I just am struggling to find people that I really connect with and I want to be friends with and that I feel like understand me. And she told me to get a boyfriend. So my doctor said, well, I think you should get a boyfriend and I think that'll help. And if you don't, then just come back and I'll give you something.
That's some fucked up shit. Like, I am all for everyone, like, having incredible sex to relieve some whatever you need to relieve. Like, I'm all for everyone getting fucked. But, like, to say, oh, you need a boyfriend to solve your problems. First of all, bullshit. I call fucking bullshit. And second of all, like, no.
Hello, like, we are 3 women here who, how many problems have men caused for the 3 of us?
Actually, I think they cause more trouble than they actually are worth.
For our listeners, friendly note that getting into a relationship will not solve your problems. It will trigger you, and it will hold up a mirror to you that you might not be ready to look into. Decide to enter a relationship with as much consideration and wisdom as possible.
Yes.
Thank you. Good luck out there, single people.
Yeah, it was the craziest thing. And I think I'll just remember that forever. Yeah. It was just insane. Anyway, but my best advice from one of the beautiful people on Instagram, probably.
There's so many.
If this was you, then thank you. And it was, when you feel jealous of someone, think like that often can indicate to you maybe that there's something that you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is very wise.
And this is something that actually, I think this is actually like a lot of negative feelings that actually, if we actually take the time to stop and not just try and ignore the negative feeling, but then actually to think about it, we actually can learn a little bit from it. But that thought is actually exactly the reason why I ended up moving to Sydney, which I love that city, and it was 100% the right decision for me to make to move there, and it ultimately changed my life to be there. I think we make the most of the places, like we make the most of our situation, and it is absolutely up to us to make it something that we enjoy and to craft that around us. But then I also feel like sometimes it really is the location. Sometimes there are just places that feed our souls or grab us or motivate us and energize us in a different way. And that was definitely that move from my hometown to Sydney that did that. And that all came about because there was this girl that I knew from my hometown. She moved to Sydney and I was like, why can't I do that? I'm like, she moved to Sydney. I'm like, oh. And I was like, hang on, like, why don't I just move to Sydney? I could do that too. Hello. And that was really great.
So I just came from a breakfast, like a creative breakfast. A friend of mine in New York matched me to have breakfast with another artist friend of hers, and they're both musicians and they're women. They're a little bit older than we are, but they're powerhouses in their own respect and really cool and talented women. And as she and I were talking, and this has been a struggle for me to say that I'm happy since losing my brother, because it's a sentiment that I can't fathom having a life that he's not in and feeling actual joy, but I'm experiencing it right now by the grace of God. But I said to her, and I like whispered it, I was like, I'm in the city, my money's acting funny and I don't have a lot of it. Before a broke girl, I don't want anything. Like in New York, I always want something. Always want something. I want to be somewhere else. I want to do something else. I want to try somewhere else. I constantly want something. But in this city, with the least money I've ever had to my name, I don't want anything. Which is their word for happy, content, right? I think I'm happy.
Is there something about the city that you think makes you feel that? Or
it might sound weird to people who aren't hypersensitive and deeply artistic, or maybe it won't.
Sentimental girlies?
Oh, super sentimental. But we were sitting, and across the street was this like other restaurant, because there's a restaurant on every corner in this place. And there were these two Asian gentlemen, and it was an Asian restaurant, and I guess it was right before they opened, but they sat down side by side. They both worked there. And these dudes picked up their cigarettes, brought it to their lips in unison, and then they brought it down in unison. And I was like, there's intimacy in that, and I think that's what I love about the city. There's intimacy everywhere.
Yeah.
These people move with such story in their bodies, whether they're native, whether they're immigrants, whether they're expats, because an expat is just a wealthy immigrant, if we're being quite honest, right? There are millions of opportunities for story, and I'm so interested in the story of these two gentlemen who are smoking in unison. I'm so interested in the story of a young, tall, beautiful, dark-skinned French woman with her braids swaying over her shoulder, and she was dressed to the nines. This was like, my lunch date was like, that girl has to be a model. I'm like, she's clearly a model. She's so gorgeous. But for some reason, I'm so interested in where she's going and who she's been and what confidence and strength she must have found or is still trying to find to walk that way down that street in this city. I think what I miss about New York is because it's so hard to survive, it really debilitates something like just appreciating 5 minutes, a complete stranger, a moment. Like, I'm always just so grateful to make the bare minimum that I don't think I have the opportunity to appreciate everything else that God has given me. I have that opportunity here. I'm so appreciative when I go in like Franprix and my favorite ice cream is there. And I was about to pick up a different flavor yesterday, and I was like, no, there's one more in the back. Oh my God. And I was so happy. And what did I do? I came home and I shared it with you. I was like, you want some ice cream?
It was amazing.
Sasha?
It was amazing.
Okay,
It was like a mango coconut. I felt like I was sitting on a fucking tropical beach.
I was like, I'm ready for Jamaica.
I'm like, I'm literally eating a pina colada ice cream right now, and you can't even talk to me about it.
It is pina colada
It was
ice
really
cream.
good.
It was so good.
It was so good. Oh
But
my
it's,
God.
I think I appreciate the potential for story here.
Yeah.
Paris makes me feel more creative, more beautiful. If every Black American girl can afford to get on a flight, stop going to the Caribbean. You've gone on 4 trips, 5 trips, and I know you love it, and I'm happy that you're powering the economy of our people. But if you can, give yourself a weekend in Paris. Go with your girls, go alone because it's safe enough and there's enough English here. And just be in a place where for a moment, even if it's for a moment, all the other stressors don't matter, right? The coffee, the handsome waiter who's definitely flirting with you, the third French dude who's staring at you a little funny and you're like, he's cute. Just give yourself a moment to appreciate your own life.
Yeah.
It's such a magical place for that, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely a spot to slow down and to be present with everything. And in New York, like, it's very difficult to do that because you're always worried about how can I get to the next thing? How can I hustle harder? How can I grind harder? How can I make my happy hour and then make my late night dinner, then make my workout and blah, blah, blah. Like, you're always worried about the next thing. But here, I feel like there's this slowness and this enjoyment to life.
I feel like Sasha and I would be friends at work. We're both tri-state girlies.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, if you were to... Kaitlyn, how old are you?
I just turned 28 in May.
Okay, this
I'm a
works.
Gemini.
Happy birthday to... Oh my gosh, I get along with
Wait,
Geminis really
are you
well.
the end of May?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm beginning of May.
Oh, really?
I typically don't get along with Geminis, but it's okay.
Wait,
I feel like we
you're
get
a
along.
Taurus.
I'm a Taurus,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, interesting.
Oh, I know nothing about astrology, but I'm a Sagittarius. And I feel like our charts were usually compatible.
I'm typically not compatible with a Gemini, but I love a Sagittarius.
Really? I feel like Gemini and Sagittarius get along quite well because we're similar, I think. So
the wind beneath my wings.
it has nothing to do with the fact that we're friends. It's just our horoscopes, actually.
It's like we can't actually be friends because our star signs don't align. Do you know your moon or your rising?
Of course, I do. Yes.
She's like, yes.
Maybe
For
this,
sure.
what's your moon and rising?
I am a Capricorn moon and a Virgo rising.
Okay, I'm a Virgo
Oh.
moon and a Scorpio rising.
I do not know these things for my own, but for anyone who does, I was born Friday, November 25th at 1:11 a.m. in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
Whoever knows what that
Someone
means.
do Octavia's chart, please.
Yeah.
So if you were to go back to your 27-year-old self, what advice would you give them?
I'm almost at the 10-year marker for mine, so I'm going to go first before I forget. I'm in my mid-30s. I forget a lot of stuff now. I would say 27-year-old Octavia really explored, I think, her sexuality for the first time. Like, I was in a long-term relationship, and that was the first person I was, like, really intimate with voluntarily and choosing and all those fun things. But when I ended that relationship, I was like, what else is there? Like, I've been in this dynamic for a while. I'm still intimate with this person. But what does it mean to just meet other people and engage other people? And so I started using Tinder.
Oh.
And I found out casual intimacy is actually not who I am. And I found out that the devil's in the details and the things that really stimulate me in developing a romance or just any kind of dynamic is the slow burn that happens in the same intimacy that I like really admire about this city, like sitting at a table, making eye contact, being vulnerable with each other, being transparent, sharing the world and your world, like these things as I enjoy them in my own life and I try to recreate them in my own art, also stimulate me in that space. And so at 27 I'm like consciously engaging with the thing and really exploring it. I don't think I had the mind to pick for myself, even in that capacity, in my early and mid 20s. So I'd say 27 is the first time I'm like actually really consciously choosing me overall. And I think it landed in that area.
Yeah. For me, 27 was only the last year. So it's... First off, I wish I could just give 27-year-old Kaitlyn a hug because this was a girl that was literally crying every day. Yeah, and it's crazy for me to think about that now because of how differently I feel now. And it's also exciting to me that you guys have known me at my best, not when I was crying every day, which is lovely. But I think I'm a very optimistic person. And I think that's one of my best qualities, but then also maybe one of my worst, also at the same time.
I feel like every trait we have has a dark side and a light side. Like your best trait is also your worst trait.
Yeah. And so I feel like this optimism maybe for 27-year-old Kaitlyn, I think I was always just living for the hope of it all, bringing Taylor Swift into this. I think I was probably being a little bit too optimistic, just hoping that everything was going to be fine. And yeah, like everything will be fine. But I think if I could tell her one thing, it'd be just, it's okay to feel a negative emotion and to have a negative thought, or to, I don't know. What am I trying to get at? Maybe I should have paid more attention to some of the negative feelings in my gut that I had, but I wasn't paying attention to when I was 27. It was also hugely necessary for me to go through that, though. So I feel like, although 27-year-old Kaitlyn really went through it, I feel like,
she's got a little fuzzy.
Yeah, I got a little piece of pollen. It was probably my most important year. It was absolutely my most difficult year of my life.
Yeah.
But also absolutely the most transformative into me being as happy and as creative and as confident. And there's still a long way for me to go now with so many things I want to do, but just it has made me who I am today as well. So I think it was actually a very important year for me.
Yeah, like I think you grow through what you go through. Like the shit that you like have to persevere through, it builds your character. It's like the hero's journey, right? Every fucking book or every fucking movie starts with the hero's life getting blown up or some horrible thing happened. Not everyone, but you know what I'm saying.
Every good rom-com, right?
Right. Like life gets blown up and you have to process through something, and you have to go through something in order to grow, in order to evolve. If you're not faced with any challenges, you're not evolving in any way, shape or form, you know what I mean? So I think it's necessary sometimes to go through the hardships and to actually like really it sucks and it's painful.
And it's something we were talking about last night actually, also about we don't always like to hear it, but if you have someone in your life that is willing to not judge you, but to question you and to ask you questions that are going to actually make you think actively about a decision or about a circumstance in your life, or we have to hold on to those people. That is such a privilege to have that. And so we have to be kind to those people as well. We might not want to hear it because it's difficult, but so important.
I love that you said that. So years ago when I read Michelle Obama's book, it's actually one of the things that stayed with me the most. And she was talking about her childhood, and her mother passed away, I think not too long ago. But she was saying when she was a kid that kids have phases, and she had this period where she just hated eggs. And instead of reprimanding her or arguing that the eggs are a necessary thing, she just started explaining to her and then asking her, well, why don't you? Or engaging her in a way where she really had to think about her choices. So it would be like, I hate eggs. Well, why do you hate eggs? I just don't like them. Okay, well, this is why we buy them and why they're in the house and why we use them. And it's practical and it saves money and it has a lot of protein and you need that in your body. And it's really important for parents to not give orders to their kids, I think, right? To not just say a thing and it be law, but have them have full comprehension of what a thing is.
To engage with that, to engage with the sort of discussion almost, like the thought itself.
Yeah. And I find as I get older, what a blessing it is to have people like that in your life, because the time it takes to have a person explain something to you, very expensive time.
Yeah.
Right? Time is so expensive. There's not a lot of it. So when you do come across a person who makes as much time for you as your parent would to explain or share or question a thing with you, I think those are the relationships I want the most. Like professionally, romantic, platonic. Can we sit together and ask why and answer it together or land on that? Because there's growing in that process. And I don't know. I don't want to be like, there's so much gray in the world. And I think I used to be a very black and white thinker. And that's what anxiety does to you, right? Like you are it's very polarizing. This is bad. This is really bad. This is going to increase in how horrible it is. And sometimes it's good. It can be good. It can be bad. But sometimes it can be a little bit of both. Being human is, again, multifaceted. And there's a lot of gray in the world. So I'm very happy that I've spent almost 6 weeks here sifting through my gray with you both. Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, last question, y'all. If future you were to come back to this moment, what wisdom would you give yourself?
Oh my God.
I eavesdropped on this question the other night, and I was like, if future you, but now that I'm answering it, am I not already future me answering for past me who was a few seconds ago? So if future you was to come back to this moment, what would I tell that person? What would I tell past me?
Yeah. Or what would you tell you right now if future you were to come here now?
Keep going, bitch.
Oh yeah.
I know there's more loving words to use than bitch, but we're having a good time right now, so bitch is appropriate.
Hanging out with me, I think.
Just keep going. It's so scary, and I know you're gonna get tired, and I know you're gonna cry, I know you're gonna get depressed. You're clinically depressed. That happens. I know you're deeply anxious. I know you're afraid of a lot of things in the world, but keep going anyway. Right? I've done the hardest thing I think I can ever do until the next hard thing, which is I had to put my brother in the ground. And he's a person that when he couldn't sleep would lay in my lap until our mom came home. I don't think I have, until I have my own children and I have to bury my own mother, that I'll have a harder day than that. And if I can survive that moment, then of course I can start a business in another country. Of course I can make the films of my dreams. Of course I can empower other filmmakers and other artists and make meaningful relationships. And of course I can have the family that I want. Of course I can have the life that I want if I have to do something like that.
Yeah, I think there are seasons for grinding and for growth, and there's seasons that are going to be very difficult. And then there are also the seasons where it's just time to enjoy it. It's time just to enjoy the things that we have built and the decisions that we have made that have put us in the position that we're in right now, because all three of us have made decisions and we have put ourselves, and that's saying with a lot of support from our loved ones, absolutely, but we have made decisions to put ourselves here, and there are times just to enjoy it. So
Yeah.
I tell myself this every day. Just have fun today. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just live it.
Say fucking vendredi, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Allons-y.
On y fucking va. Okay, thanks for coming on my pod.
Oh,
Thank you for having us.
I love you guys so much.
love you.
Je t'aime.
Oh.
I do want to say this one thing that my therapist said to me yesterday.
Hell yeah.
She said, do something today that makes you feel 1% happier.
Yes.
It don't gotta be a trip to Japan, Octavia. Just 1% happier. So I'm gonna have some ice cream.
Let's do it. Ice cream.
Let's get some ice cream.
Yes. Bye.
All right, y'all. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Visualize Meditations podcast. Please follow, subscribe, leave a review, all of the good things. If you want to connect more, you can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Living Your Vision. So what are you waiting for? Get out there, create the life of your dreams, and we will see you next week.